So, welcome my dear viewer to Dr. Paul Kibicho, PhD QB HSC YouTube channel. Today, I want us to look at a few things, more so pertaining to what life insurance is all about. So, why should you have a life insurance policy in the first place? A life insurance policy protects your family. Number one, it protects you against what we call unforeseen eventualities. Number two, it becomes an income replacer. That the moment God calls you home, your family members, your beneficiaries will still be paid money by the insurance company. Number three, it gives you what we call weekly indemnity benefits in case you become disabled, in case you are actually given a sick leave or a sick off by the employer, you'll get what we call weekly indemnity benefits. The other thing is that in case you lose one of your limbs, you can lose your hand, you can lose your leg, the company comes in and pays you. And again, a life insurance policy gives you what we call also benefits, financial benefits. And today, I want us to look at a product that you may consider also. During our previous discussion, we talked about education policy. And I want to thank all those people who have called me in respect to that particular topic. This particular day, I want us to discuss about a very unique insurance policy. And before I do that, I want us to look at a few things that makes somebody think about this particular insurance policy. And I want us to be very, very practical. Practical in the sense that, one, we look at this diagram, why you require to plan for your finances. Because most of us people don't plan for their finances. I want us first of all to look at this particular diagram keenly. This diagram looks like this. Or I know you can be able to see me. This diagram looks like this. So we look at this diagram so that we may be able to see why we need to plan by either taking a pension scheme or a life insurance policy, because a pension scheme is totally different from what we call a life insurance policy. Between age 1 to age 25 or thereabouts, all of you people looking at me, you were at your youthful stage. Youthful stage. And the Bible says, rejoice in the days of your youth. However, you shall be held accountable. At this stage between year age 1 to year age 25 or thereabouts, you were a non-producer. You never used to produce anything, but by the end of the day, you were a consumer. From where were you consuming from? You were either consuming from your parents or your guardian. In other words, you were a parasite, and your parent was your host, and you suffered from what we call dependency syndrome. At that particular age, between year 1 to age 25, you were at your youthful stage, you were a non-producer, but by the end of the day, you were a consumer. Note that at the line. From where were you getting financed from? Your parents or your guardians took good care of you. Then, here, you used to be basically a parasite. You used to depend on, and therefore, you suffered from what we call dependency syndrome. Between age 25 to 65 years or thereabouts, you enter into the middle age, you become a producer, but by the end of the day, you are still a consumer. Note that. You are still a consumer. Now, from where do you consume from? Basically, you consume, note this, my dear member, from where do you consume from? You consume either from your business, if you're a business person, or you consume from your salary. And we refer to this time as the PET time. PET time basically means this is the prime earning time. But majority of Kenyans, they refer to this time as the prime eating time. And that is where the danger lies. And because of this income that you have, either from your business or from your salary, you have been able to establish a lifestyle. And this lifestyle is purely dependent on the income that you earn from your business or from your salary. But remember, between age 25 and 65 years, this is when you think of marrying, you start getting children, you start thinking of creating asset base. So if you miscalculate between age 25 to 65 years, you have yourself to blame. Why? And remember, we saw between age 1 to age 25, you were a consumer. And we said consumption was purely financed by your parents or your guardians. Between 25 and 65 years, note kindly here, you enter into the middle age. Remember, you have only 35 years to go to, maybe 40 years to go to 65 years. You either get money from business or salary, and we refer to this time as the prime earning time, where many Kenyans confuse this time to mean the prime eating time. Note that. Now here, you have been able, because you have an income coming your way, you have been able to establish a lifestyle which is funded by the business or the proceeds of the salary. Here at this age, between 25 and 65, is when you marry, is when you procreate, you educate your children, and you want to amass wealth. Now, between 65 to 120 years, we all enter into the middle, what we call the old age. You enter into the old age, you become an unproducer, but one thing is for sure, you are still a consumer. Now the question begs, from where will you consume from? Remember, during the first phase of life, somebody took good care of you. The second phase of life, somebody called your energy level, your business or your salary is financing you. But then, between age 65 to 120 years, if you are a government employee, you have been retired. If you are in some corporations, you'll be retired. So from where will you consume from? We have some people who think that their children will support them. Oh, and to you, if you are there and you think that your child will support you, you are completely mistaken. So what we normally recommend, educating your children is not your investment. It is their investment. And do not confuse educating your children with your social capital or social welfare capital. No. You are only educating your son or your daughter, you are only fulfilling what we call the parental obligation. Note that and underline. You are only fulfilling the parental obligation. When I talk about parental obligation, it basically means that you are paying a debt that your parents paid for you. Now, children may not be a good source of income. Wengine watapelekwa nyumba ya wazee. You can imagine somebody who was earning a good salary being taken to a nyumba ya wazee. That is not right. So, wise men and women, they rely on their investments. So, how do you build your investments? You must first of all address a few things. And this is what I want us to look today, before we talk about the life insurance policy that you need to take. Please note that. So, what you basically require to do here is to look at what we call your sources of income. First of all, establish your sources of income. How much money do you make per month? Even if you make weekly, convert it to monthly. So you make, for instance, 100,000 shillings. Out of this 100,000 shillings, how is your expenditure like? How much money, in other words, I'm saying you prepare a budget. How much money do you spend on rent? How much money do you spend on home economics? How much money do you spend on utilities? How much money do you spend on school fees? So you put a figure there. Now, assuming you are 45 years of age, you are 45 years of age. So basically what you must realize is that at age 45, assuming you married at 26 years, your firstborn daughter or your firstborn son is joining university, because they normally clear high school at age 18. So when he's joining university, please don't forget this. This child of yours, you are 45, and at exactly age 45 is maybe when your firstborn child is joining university. If this child is going to do what we call a technical course, or yes, a technical course, either medicine, pharmacy, either architecture, it takes about 7 years. So by the time your child is clearing his or her first degree, it will be 52 years of age. So assuming this child will go for masters, which takes 2 years, or maybe 3 years. So at 55 is when basically you'll be clearing your first child. What if you get several other children thereafter? It means that even at age 65, 70, you'll be paying school fees. And that is where we say, and this is what I want to remind you today, I have come to teach you the concept of learning to pay yourself first. Learning to pay yourself first. How do you pay yourself first? Many people make mistakes that because they have bought a dress or you have bought a suit, you confuse that suit to mean that you have paid yourself. You have not paid yourself. Paying yourself means these are the funds that you keep aside so that by the time your energy levels goes down, you can have some money to call your own. Let us first of all see, how much do you pay for D? A foodie, mtu wa kukujengea nyumba, we normally pay them on average 1,500 shillings per day. Na watu wa mkono we pay them 750. Wale ambao wanalimiwa kule nyumbani ni 500 per day. Now, house girls or house managers, they are normally paid 500 shillings per day. So, we have been able to establish the values of these individuals who work in various departments and capacities. So, if you can be able to pay a foodie 1,500 shillings per day, and you are the one who looks for this money, it therefore follows that you need to pay yourself minimum 2 times what you pay the foodie. So, put 3,000 shillings per day every day, and we assume you work for 6 days. That is 18,000 shillings multiplied by 4. So as you continually do your things, you need to keep 72,000 shillings aside every month, so that by the time you are stopping working, you can have money which is called your own money. And that your own money is what will help you when you grow old. So assuming that you are 45 and you are able to keep 72,000 shillings per month, so we'll be able to come and give you here what we call a money back extra cash. I'm calling it that. A money back extra cash for 15 years. Money back extra cash. This money back extra cash, what it does, we shall be able to give you a life cover of about 10 million shillings. And after every 5 years, you'll be getting what we call a certain percentage. Every 5 years we'll be getting a certain percentage. Every 5 years we'll be getting a certain percentage, so that by the time you're turning 60, the company will come and pay you approximately 20 million shillings. This 20 million shillings is what you put in what we call diversified portfolio account, which will be able to provide for you what we call income till Jesus comes. For more information, please don't hesitate to call me on my number 0722 633 025 for more explanation. If you are interested in planning for your finances, understanding the concept of learning to pay yourself first, please don't hesitate. Call me on 0722 633 021. May God bless you. I hope this topic we shall continue at individual level based on your interest. God bless you so much. Shalom, shalom, shalom.